Right now at 6, the final witness for the Adam Fravel murder trial.
And a young breast cancer survivor shares her story as Breast Cancer Awareness Month comes to an end.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. Today, prosecutors called their final witness in the Adam Fravel murder trial. A Winona PD investigator testified about surveillance footage and maps. It showed Fravel's route the day Madeline Kingsbury vanished. Fravel was allegedly spotted south on Highway 43, then heading towards Winona. Investigators believe this is when Fravel disposed of Kingsbury's body. The investigator did admit they didn't find any more footage, leaving a 45-minute timeline gap.
One person is dead after a crash in the town of Campbell. It happened today on Hinckley Road and Lakeshore Drive. State Patrol says the driver went through the intersection and landed in a marshy area. The driver was ejected from the vehicle and killed. The crash remains under investigation.
Well, it definitely felt more like Halloween with those winds blowing in this morning and this afternoon. Some mist, some rain, even some snow in certain areas as that system came through. Right now, temperatures are in the upper 30s to near 40. Roads are all wet. There is a little bit of a snow being reported up in Ladysmith. Eau Claire kind of going back and forth to mixed precipitation. But all in all, the wind will be probably the bigger of the story. Because we zoom in, you can kind of see there's your temperatures, and there's a little bit of snow up to Winona. Most of that is not falling as rain given those temperatures. As we kind of zoom out and around, you can see temperatures overall mid-30s. They had quite a bit of snow as you go further west towards the Twin Cities and further north. But further south you go, it's mainly just been wind today as the precipitation has stayed to the north. Overall, any type of snow falling up towards Ladysmith further north with the road temperatures should be just wet conditions. There's your rainfall, quite a bit to the south and to the north. Kind of the backside of the system up to Minneapolis had that most today. And further south you go, you had quite a bit from last night. La Crosse, well over an inch and a half. And then as we kind of time out what we're looking at for this evening, it's really going to be the wind is the story, although a little bit of mist, light rain, maybe even a little light snow at La Crosse, but otherwise 38, and that wind really will begin to decrease as we get later in the evening. Eau Claire, same story. That wind will drop off here in a few hours, but kind of chilly, 36 with a little bit of light snow or rain as we go on. Now later on we'll kind of break down the dry break that we do have a little bit here, but we do have more rain on the way, and I'll kind of time that out a bit later in the broadcast.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
This Halloween, the Wisconsin Department of Corrections is working with local law enforcement to keep children safe during trick-or-treating. Individuals on the sex offender registry will receive home visits to ensure they are home and not distributing candy or displaying decorations. The agencies will work across the state to closely monitor sex offenders on probation or parole, ensuring a safe Halloween.
The department's been doing this for about the last 17 years just to ensure public safety for those who are going out and trick-or-treating with their families and children.
The Department of Corrections encourages the public to report any suspicious activity to law enforcement.
Congressman Derek Van Orden met with law enforcement today to discuss public safety. At an official event, Van Orden accepted endorsements from multiple law enforcement agencies. One representative from the Fraternal Order of Police says the congressman's track record proves his commitment to public safety and the support of officers.
Congressman Van Orden has shown a commitment to fostering positive relationships between law enforcement agencies and the communities they serve, promoting initiatives that build trust and collaboration.
The congressman, of course, is facing off against Eau Claire businesswoman Rebecca Cook for the 3rd Congressional District. Election, of course, next Tuesday.
The Onalaska school superintendent is leaving. Todd Antony's last day is tomorrow. He held the job for 4 years. Antony was also principal at Irving Perch Elementary School. A spokesperson for the district tells News 8 the superintendent's resignation is a personal decision. The school district says Janet Rossetter, the director of finance and business services, will fill the vacancy temporarily. Well, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
And as the month comes to an end, News 8 Now's Allison Fergit joins us live in studio to share one local survivor's story. Good evening, Allison.
Ken and Emily, women are mostly diagnosed with breast cancer after they turn 40. But for Bethany Gale, her diagnosis came when she was just 36. Gale says she noticed a lump on the side of her breast one night. She brushed it off at first, but when it didn't go away, she scheduled an appointment. A few weeks later, she was diagnosed with stage 1B breast cancer, an early stage, but one that still requires treatment. Gale remembers how hard her family took the diagnosis, especially her 3 young sons.
We were like, well, we do have to share something with you, and they knew right away. They could tell in my face, and they all just start bawling. But they were by my side through everything.
And that family support meant everything. Gale underwent 5 surgeries in 1 year to treat her cancer. Her surgeries were successful, and now she's cancer-free, but she's still undergoing treatments to reduce the chance of that cancer coming back. Only about 4% of breast cancer cases are diagnosed to people under the age of 40, but her doctors say that early detection was key in her recovery journey, and Gale wants to remind other younger women to do self-checks and visit the doctor with any concerns. Ken and Emily?
Okay, good tips. Thank you, Allison.
Dinosaurs, cows, astronauts, all sort of inflatable costumes hit the tracks today. Gunderson nurses and medical assistants hosted a costume race outside the hospital so patients could watch from their rooms. The team wanted to spread some fun to those who can't make it to Halloween festivities.
We decided as a team we wanted to do something fun for the holidays and something that would lift the spirits of our pediatric patients, and we thought this would be a good idea. Bring a little joy to their day.
The race was a relay format that involved running, jumping jacks, and other physical activities.
A local elementary school is raising money with a fun run. Spence Elementary School hosted the annual event today as a way to celebrate community and fund a few extracurriculars. This year, the goal is to raise $15,000, which will be used for classroom supplies, field trips, and maintaining the school garden.
The spooky side of La Crosse.
One man is sharing ghost stories of downtown's past, present, and future.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for 27 years. They've always taken care of me. But when they asked me to talk to you about their special customer event, Us Days, I said, I gotta get in shape. So they sent me this Hollywood trainer. Oh, this guy's no joke. Us Days means exclusive deals just for us customers.
Now let's try burpees.
Us Days is back at U.S. Cellular. Current customers get $1,200 off any phone, plus $400 off any tablet.
Here's your choice. Tammy Baldwin wrote the law requiring American infrastructure use American iron and steel.
Eric Hovde invested millions in companies that outsourced Wisconsin jobs.
Tammy's fought for Wisconsin's dairy industry.
Hovde asked why he should even know what's in the Farm Bill.
And Tammy Baldwin wrote the law letting kids stay on their parents' health care till they're 26.
Hovde wants to end the Affordable Care Act.
Tammy Baldwin's the one working for Wisconsin.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland.
As in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor.
Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it, Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face with every meal made just for you.
It really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
I, Kamala J.D. Harris, do solemnly swear.
Kamala swore an oath, but Kamala created crisis after crisis. Our troops murdered, an open border, crime in our streets, skyrocketing costs, assassination attempts, Americans abandoned during disasters, and we're on the brink of World War III. A broken oath and a broken America. Kamala can't be trusted in the Oval Office. Vote for President Trump and save America. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
I'm Jody Emerson, and there's a lot at stake in this election. Extreme Republicans are trying to completely ban abortion in Wisconsin. And Michelle Magadan Skinner will help them do it. She wants to join extremist Republicans trying to ban abortion with no exceptions for rape or incest. I'm fighting to protect abortion rights, protect IVF treatments, and protect access to birth control, because they're coming for those next. I'm Jody Emerson, and I'll keep fighting, but I need you to vote.
A La Crosse storyteller is sharing the ghostly side of the city with his historic downtown walking tours. The tales of spooks at popular local spots make for a special treat this Halloween and may have you looking over your shoulder next time you visit them.
She started to open the door and a voice from inside said very sharply, "Get out."
Nothing lights up Michael Scott like a good ghost story.
Ghost stories are always compelling. I don't think there's anybody who doesn't want to listen in when someone says, "Oh, I want to tell you a story about a ghost."
Hired by the La Crosse Public Library to host a walking tour in 2014 that recapped historical murders of the city, his tales became such a hit, he couldn't help digging up more. Uncovering a dark history of supernatural encounters in the city's archives. Newspaper articles, photographs.
I interviewed owners of businesses and bartenders, people who clean buildings late at night, and I collected all the stories I could about the paranormal.
And with that, the ghosts of historic La Crosse walking tour came to life. Every Halloween since 2017, Scott delights his audience along darkened paths around downtown, making stops at lampposts to tell the haunts of each spooky setting.
The ghost story that comes out of the Freight House, I think that one creeps people out the most. 2 University of Wisconsin La Crosse students on his cleaning crew, and they were in the upstairs restrooms. If you look to the far right of the building, on that second floor, you see those 2 windows. They heard a voice from behind them say, "Daddy?" They turned around. There was a little girl standing in the doorway. She was about 8 years old.
As a freelance actor and storyteller, he immerses himself in each of the tales along the tour, recounting details with a childlike enthusiasm.
Along the iron rails late at night, whose clothing would appear and disappear as if the night winds had held him in their keeping.
He carries an iPad, sharing archival photographs, so he
can show them exactly what La Crosse looked like in 1890.
Even some paranormal spooks pop up on the tour, some hard to believe.
Huge wings, I don't like it. Not much of a head.
But enough to get your imagination running nonetheless.
And it goes straight up in the air.
And even when the night comes to a close, Scott always leaves inspired by his audience.
People tell me ghost stories that they've experienced, and I love that.
Ready to carry on the ghosts of La Crosse past, present, and future.
I love this story. The very first week I was doing this tour, I mean, I just unveiled it.
And if you'd like to join Michael Scott in a spooky exploration of downtown La Crosse, he has tours running through November 23rd. They are $15 a person. Well, more news ahead, but first,
we had rain. We're going to have a dry period, but we do have more rain back in the forecast, and that it could impact your weekend plans. We'll time out when to expect it, how much, and what the temperatures are like going forward. All that coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
It's Hy-Vee's 3-day weekend sale. Tombstone and select DiGiorno or Jack's Pizza, just $2.99. Hy-Vee diced tomatoes or sauce, 49 cents. Pork shoulder roast, $1.48 a pound. And more, in-store and online. Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we're the cold weather experts, offering unbeatable deals on the gear and supplies you need to get ready for winter. Like 30% off assorted zero-exposure outerwear for the whole family. Rain-X wiper blades are on sale. Buy one, get one half price. Plus, check out unbeatable toy deals in Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland, now open. Like $10 off this Max side-loading garbage truck toy, only $57.99.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion, yes or no?
There has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah.
And the punishment is real. Women denied care, unable to get pregnant again, traumatized, scarred for life. Young women who didn't need to die. Now 1 in 3 women live under a Trump abortion ban. And if he's elected, everyone will.
There has to be some form of punishment.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
The Harris-Baldwin border policy puts Wisconsin families at risk. 2 children stabbed to death, an illegal alien charged with their murder, a mother sexually assaulted, her daughter abused, a Venezuelan gang member here illegally charged.
I think we're probably spending too much, throwing too much money on our southern border.
Tammy Baldwin's wrong on the border, and Wisconsin families are paying the price. Restoration PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
If you want selection, then that's what we've got at King Furniture. More recliners. King Furniture has more Lazy Boy recliners than anywhere else in the Coulee region. Fabric, leather, even lift chairs. Try them all. Sit on this, sit on that. There's plenty here to choose from because it's all about choices, you know. And as always, free delivery. Just try that anywhere else.
King Furniture.
Nice people, nice furniture.
It's Hy-Vee's 3-day weekend sale. Tombstone and select DiGiorno or Jack's Pizza, just $2.99. Hy-Vee diced tomatoes or sauce, 49 cents. Pork shoulder roast, $1.48 a pound. And more, in-store and online. Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
Yeah, we definitely got some rain, and we were well short for October. In fact, we pretty much made up the difference here with just the last rainfall that we had at La Crosse. So we're now just about 3,300, so we'll finish up the month at. We're still below since September 1st, but we might actually make up that difference coming next week with the more rainfall that'll be here. So, but for this evening, still some light rain, some mist, maybe a little bit of snow there. Breezy conditions will continue too, but then by midnight, everything should kind of quiet down. We could deal with some morning fog or some low clouds. But then Friday overall will be quiet conditions, dry, and the big story will be less wind, almost nearly calm. So that'll be the big story. And then going for Saturday, we're looking at milder conditions and continue dry. We'll get back up into the 60s, maybe possibly. There's your system. The low pretty much centered right in Minnesota. Everything's beginning to lift to the north, so that's why we're seeing decreasing trends on that. Cloud cover out to the west. That'll provide maybe a little cloud cover going into Friday night and Saturday, but won't, as it lifts north, but won't provide precipitation. The system we're tracking for next week, a series of them are kind of still offshore yet. As you notice, a little bit of blue, a little bit of precipitation here through about 7 to 8, very light amounts, and the snow, given these temperatures and road temperatures, won't have any road issues to speak of. The temperatures will continue to fall, but the other trend to notice, along with the wind, is the decrease in cloud cover going throughout the night. So we'll continue to see that. Temperatures begin to fall back into the mid-30s, and by the time you get up, then we're going to be dealing with maybe some low clouds, potentially fog start to develop given all the moisture that we've had and that the temperatures are cooling off a little bit more. That may be one concern for tomorrow morning. As we look at the fog, it could be pockets of dense fog around the area or just low cloud cover too. As you see, some visibilities drop off to potentially 1 to 2 miles, maybe even lower. Given the time of year, this fog tends to stick around a little bit longer in the morning hours, so it may not be till 10 a.m. that some of these areas begin to see visibility improve and the clouds begin to dissipate. As you can see, even at 9 a.m., there's some areas that are closer to 0 or 1 mile, so that'll be something to keep in mind of. We should see better conditions about 10 or 11 a.m. Lighter winds tomorrow. There's your temperatures pretty close to where we should be for the first day of November. And then Saturday, we're going to go above average. We're looking at mid to upper 50s, potentially some areas hitting 60s. The winds will start turning around to the south. A little bit more cloud cover, but staying dry for the day. That'll change come Saturday night through next week because the jet stream is going to be pretty much coming straight south to north over us, so it's going to kind of sit over us too. So we're going to have a series of storms coming through the area from Saturday night all the way through Tuesday. It's not really till Tuesday till it shifts east. So that means we're going to have a lot of precipitation coming. In fact, we could pick up another 2 to potentially 3 inches. And you can see this whole swath goes all the way down to Oklahoma. So that's what we got going on Saturday night through next Tuesday. So more rain to come. But in the meantime, Friday looks good. Saturday looks fine. You turn your clocks back and the rain arrives on Sunday, and that lasts through Tuesday. Then we kind of dry out for the second half of next week. Overall, temperatures do actually go up. We might actually get up to close to 70 Monday and then kind of tail off to the 50s.
Okay, because it was pretty chilly when I was out.
It feels chilly, but the thing is, we've been so used to 70s and now 80.
That is true.
It's not that far from where we should be.
So it was more of a shock to my system because it's been so warm. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll take that. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, third time's a charm. Manny Putz is just days away from a chance at history at state cross country. Kate Overton's sit down with the speedster next.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Politics these days stinks. Too much hot air, and you know what else. But I'm no stranger to putting in a hard day's work and getting the job done. I have a history of bipartisan accomplishments. It's a hard job, but I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I can reach across the aisle and pass good bills just as easily as I can walk across the barnyard with my shovel. So whether it's doing chores on the farm or passing bills in Madison, I'm Steve Doyle, and I'm ready to get back to work for you.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities to bring you closer to the people and places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. Get Spectrum Internet Premier for $30 per month when bundled plus a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-440-0029. Spectrum Internet puts streaming live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor and the potential to take you anywhere.
Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado. Visit HometownChevy.com.
I'm Tara, a nurse here in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions. He means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And there are forces in Washington who want to pass a nationwide ban on abortion. And if Hovde gets elected, I worry he'll support that ban that could turn nurses like me into criminals. We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
Sunday, November 3rd is the day we've all been waiting for. It's Buzzy's annual 12-hour sale. Get the best deals of the year for 12 hours only from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. Furniture pricing is drastically reduced with over 50% off select products. Get a free adjustable base upgrade with select mattress purchases. Receive a $300 gift, interest-free financing, plus free delivery with Tempur-Pedic purchases, sleep experts on staff, door prizes, and so much more. Don't miss out. One day only at Buzzy's Home Furnishing.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
When it comes to the top high school cross-country runner in the state, the conversation has to include Manny Putz. The Onalaska senior is among the best in the nation and will be going for his third straight state title this weekend. News 8 Sports' Kate Overton sat down with the reigning two-time champ just to find out what makes him so fast.
Favorite lane to start in, track or cross-country?
Lane 1.
5K or 10K?
5K. Haven't done a 10K yet, and I'm terrified to do that.
Favorite part about running?
Ooh, new friends and cool bright shoes.
Only 6 boys have won 3 cross-country state titles. Manny Putz looks to become just the 7th.
To win it again my senior year, it just showed that I'm consistent in my training, that I have a drive to keep wanting to win, and you know, I'm staying on this track of just being where I need to be.
Before he was a runner, Manny was just a kid playing games throughout the neighborhood with his friends.
I just ran a lot, simply playing games like that. And you know, I was never the fastest, so I never caught anyone right away, but I could just keep running and keep running at them.
And the rest was history. He started running competitively in 5th grade, winning national meets, setting records. Putz was doing it all.
I really took it serious in 6th grade when I found out AAU, and that's when I went to nationals for it, and then I was like, this is my thing, so that's when I really took it seriously.
Now, as a senior, Manny is a role model to kids across the state, runners going out of their way to congratulate him after a long race.
When you walk away from Manny, you always feel better than when you first started talking to him.
Darren Shepherdson has coached Manny since his freshman year. He's always seen the natural talent, but says it's his work ethic that takes him above and beyond.
I see, Manny in the classroom and what he does in practice. It's an extension of actually who he is. Manny really works hard.
And Manny has worked hard for this moment. He's calm, he's locked in, and he's ready to earn state title number 3.
I don't want to burn out myself in the first 1,000 just because I think I'm that confident. But yeah, I am feeling pretty strong, and I got a goal, and I'm excited to see if I can get that goal.
Now, the most recent 3-time cross-country state champ was Onalaska Luther's David Vannucci, who won it in 2016, 17, and 18. Find out if Manny can join some elite company this Saturday right here on News 8. That's sports. We're back after this.
Who does Derek Van Orden think he is? This guy who reportedly shouted at kids in the U.S. Capitol? I don't give a who you are. I'm a congressman.
Derek Van Orden doesn't care about making our lives better. He'd make Wisconsinites pay just to give huge tax cuts to corporations and the wealthy. Van Orden even sides with extremists who tried to cut Social Security. Wisconsin deserves better, and Derek Van Orden does not belong in Congress.
HMP is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Kamala backed Biden on everything. She supported his disastrous economic agenda, higher taxes on the middle class. Kamala backed his open border policies, and their weakness invited wars. President Trump fights for you. His strength kept us safe. Trump cut taxes for families. Prices were lower, and the border secure. But Kamala wants to double down on failure. Kamala broke it. President Trump will fix it.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Let's talk about Rebecca Cook. She's a political operative. She's worked for defund the police radicals across this country.
Cook spent millions getting Mandela Barnes elected, the most anti-law enforcement candidate in Wisconsin's history.
You remember Barnes, the guy who said reducing prison populations was sexy?
Defund the police radicals make it harder for us to keep you safe.
That's why we can't support Rebecca Cook, because she'll never support us.
Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
All right, this evening, definitely the wind will be the story trick-or-treating, along with a little bit of light snow or light rain, depending on location. The good news is Friday looks dry, Saturday looks dry. Unfortunately, the second half of the weekend looks wet. So it's coming back.
And tonight feels like Halloween.
It feels like it should be for this time of year.
Feels like it should be. Oh, God.
Got her.
Thank you.